It's March 14th, 2013, and welcome to another exhilarating episode of Perry Logan! In this episode, entitled Righties, Perry skewers the political right for being in denial of our mutual interconnectedness. What a brilliant thesis!
What a brilliant thesis!
That's right, what a brilliant thesis. Everywhere you look, you'll see that right-wing, conservative, and libertarian policies damage the public health, damage our international reputation, and wreak havoc everywhere. All because they deny this simple reality. One man's ceiling is another man's floor.
You mean one person's ceiling is another person's floor?
That's right, Jeannie. It was a quotation. Conservatives, welcome to the 2013 CPAC convention, the convention of righties. Righties? What's a righty? You know, our friends on the right, conservatives, right-wingers, wingnuts, moonbats, dinger-winger, donger-bonger. Yeah, you got it. It's kind of the creme de la right. The CPAC convention, sometimes described as the Star Wars bar scene of politics, whom others have described as a pathetic freak show of people who should never have been peeled up off the sidewalk in 2008. And this year's stellar lineup of speakers is sure to make many a right-wing heart stop. And that's okay with us. Not speaking at this year's CPAC convention will be the recently deceased Andrew Breitbart. That's right, Andrew Breitbart is still dead, and we're still glad. That's right, Andrew Breitbart is still dead, and we're still glad! It makes us laugh just to think about it, but we would prefer you stop interrupting. Perry Logan. Top speakers who are not dead at this year's CPAC convention include prominent righty Sarah Palin, who will strip naked and do a sexy hoochie coo.
That's right. This is Sarah Palin. I know you love me for my body, so here I go. A sexy Republican. Who would have thought?
Back off, Sarah. I, Rush Limbaugh, who won't be going anywhere this year, who may or may not be lowered into CPAC by helicopter, can do a far sexier hoochie coo than you. Check it out.
Knock it off, all of you.
The super popular Herman Cain, who can be guaranteed to say whatever pops into his head. That's what you call a righty, ladies and gentlemen. Also on the agenda, Rand Paul, son of Ron Paul, really a libertarian and not a righty at all, who recently did the world a favor by raising moral questions about our government's use of drones. Well done, and thank you, Rand Paul, who says Republicans are the quintessence of evil. I say Republicans are the quintessence of evil. Okay, calm down. Other speakers include right-wing pundit Ian Coulter, who will threaten us all with a gun. Keep in mind that each of these pundits will claim to be more incredibly and insanely right-wing than the other, each vying to say the most incredible things, as the right wing try to pick up the pieces from their resounding and humiliating defeat in 2012. Seems like just yesterday. Also, as a special guest, Austin's enigmatic Perry Logan. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Austin's enigmatic Perry Logan will address CPAC on explaining to conservatives what conservatism is. Did he say explaining to conservatives what conservatism is? I see that. I see that. Okay, I know I told you I wouldn't do that. Okay. Listen to this reception I'm getting from CPAC. At last, a real audience, and they love me. Listen to that. Well, I thought you'd enjoy that gunplay. Yes, well, let me just explain the whole nature of conservatism, just like that. Hello? Did that kill you? Did it kill you when I went? It brings them back to life. Hello? Hello? It's as if they're dead. Apparently, I can toggle the audience off and on. Hey, righties. You don't mind if I call you righties, do it? I can explain the whole nature of conservatism to you in a nutshell. All you have to do is look into my eyes. Wow. That's the whole nature of conservatism, and I had to really just kind of like take over the CPAC convention and explain to them what's wrong with them. You know, it's kind of like, okay guys, I'm kind of telling you what's wrong with conservatism, and you need to know. Well, of course, what's wrong with conservatism is a pretty big topic. Oh, I notice some of you aren't laughing. Okay. The nature of conservatism as it is practiced in the United States of America circa March, let's say 14th, 2013. Really and truly, the nature of conservatism is, in a nutshell, the denial of our interconnectedness. Could you say that again? No. Oh! Okay, this is all pantomime, okay? But that is, I'm just handing this to you. Conservatism in the U.S. really does have at its heart the denial of our interconnectedness. You know, interconnectedness, you know? I'm sorry I shot that guy. Aww. I will not shoot anyone else who asks a question, okay? Bottom line is that right-wing policies are catastrophic for public health. I can cite you facts and figures. After reaching its lowest level in U.S. history under Bill Clinton. Okay, I'll start over. After reaching its lowest level in U.S. history under President Clinton, infant mortality in the U.S. skyrocketed under Bush Cheney. It did? Under us? How can this be? Can't imagine, Dick. But for some reason, really and truly, after also having gone down constantly for many decades, the infant mortality rate, I think it went up 40% under Bush Cheney. You know, we could go on all day about bad stats related to Bush Cheney. But I would cite this as an example, you know, and I have many, I think there are many, examples of that you see, if you deny that we're connected and we're responsible for each other's public health, the public health suffers. Who would have thought? No! Sorry, righties, you will pardon us a little sarcasm, but no! Okay, other examples are that the research shows, real research, you know, back there in reality. This is like, obviously this is just a series of dreams, but back in reality, cold hard reality, it has been shown by studies that anti-abortion laws cause the abortion rate to go up. That cause and effect. It's a perfect correlation, cause-effect. And likewise, liberal pro-choice laws and policies in any country, it's been proven all over the world, cause the abortion rate goes down. Now, is that a mind blower? Oh. So, think about that. Simply by understanding and acknowledging our mutual interconnectedness. Okay, no more. Just by acknowledging our mutual interconnectedness, liberals, progressives, same thing. Oh, come on, we started calling ourselves progressives because the right wing smeared the word liberal so much, okay? Same thing. Liberals, progressives. Just by acknowledging our interconnectedness, liberals have prevented more abortions than the entire Right to Life movement. Thank you, liberals! Does this not make liberals as gods?
This is God. Damn straight it does.
God needs no introduction. Okay, conservatism is very bad for the public health. Hello. I cite Texas as proof. And you know, okay, I don't have to tell you I love Texas. I live in Texas. Texas is full of great people, but I do think that the government of Texas has kind of messed up, with respect, messed up by dint of being too libertarian and too into denial of our interconnectedness. Yes, it affects libertarians too. I regret to say, libertarians also deny. They get that whole like, oh, you know, how can a law-abiding gun user be connected to, say, a mass murder? And you say, well, it is part of a phenomenon. It's an interconnected phenomenon of a very close-knit society. That's the deal. That's the deal. Okay. I guess it's a radical position. In the U.S., I'm like a voice in the wilderness. Hello? Okay, I didn't mean... I don't need this. And where's my audience? Is my audience dead? Is my audience dead again? How can you kill the right when they're already kind of like metaphorically dead in denying our interconnectedness? Hey, brother, your guns are costing me money. Gun mayhem is costing us all money, and your guns fall into the hands of criminals, and there's just no place for guns in a civil society, and that's all. That's all to it. And I'm never coming back to CPAC again. You're all a dream anyway. Yeah, you're all a dream. You're nothing but a pack of cards. Did he say nothing but a pack of cards? Now that I know about. As Austin's enigmatic Perry Logan awoke one morning from his usual dream of being transformed into a cockroach, he went back to sleep. Perry'll do that sometimes. On March 14th, 2013, Perry Logan awoke from his dream of addressing CPAC, the Congregation of Righties, the Star Wars bar scene of American politics, where luminaries from the right, some of them dead, addressed their fellow righties on how to further screw up the country, concentrate the wealth into the hands of the rich, and continue to deny our mutual interconnectedness. A child can see, my friends, conservatism as it is practiced in the United States circa March 14th, 2013. Thank you for applauding. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Makes the signal error of denying our mutual interconnectedness a factor which only gets stronger and stronger as the population increases and technology grows. Truly, as Paul Simon says, one man's ceiling is another man's floor. And that's why the right are so bad for the public health. That's why Texas, though we love them, suffers from very bad public health stats due to right-wing policy. Yeah. Yes, even though I love Texas and have spent many happy years in Texas and love Texans, sometimes too much. I feel that Texas is a kind of a sad textbook example of where denying, the connectedness of things goes bad, and it goes bad in terms of public health, and Texas has some fairly bad public health stats, and that's all there is to it. In you go. You can see this in other areas, you see, is that when right-wing policies hold sway, the public health suffers. One need only look at the reprehensible and atrocious attacks on Planned Parenthood from the right. Yeah. Planned Parenthood supplies women with all kinds of health care services that don't have anything to do with abortions. And the right would seek to cut this off, almost in spite, almost in a kind of a cutting your nose off to spite your face. See, that's where delusional beliefs will lead you, righties. And if I were still at CPAC, as I was in a dream, I would tell them all about this. And once again, Perry Logan, who seems to need a cup of coffee, fell into a profound dream. And in this dream, he was wandering the earth. He was walking everywhere. He was in Tokyo. He was in Paris. He was in the rainforest. He was in an unknown location which had the appearance of a somewhat Earth-like planet.
That would be Logar! Hello, this is Logar of the planet Logar! Sorry to interrupt your dream, Perry.
And Perry fled from the hideous alien. Our righty friends constantly deny for whom the bell tolls, and this leads them to foolish anti-government ideas. Let me just take a moment to condemn a pretty pernicious idea which is being sold heavily. You might say it's being heavily marketed to us and has been for many decades, and that is this foolish anti-governmentism. And my friends, I don't know what came over me. I hereby condemn that foolish anti-governmentalism. You know what I'm talking about if you live in the USA. If you live in the USA, you hear about the evils of government. Kind of started with our good buddy Ronald Reagan. The big anti-government drive we've been on here in the US has started with Reagan, who quite explicitly said government is to be regarded as the problem, not the solution. And I would regard this as pretty pernicious for any number of reasons. First of all, who votes for someone who doesn't see any point to government? Well, plenty of us. Well, anyway, it's kind of like having a vegetarian cook up your steaks for you, but never mind. Really and truly, folks in the U.S. love to rail against government. It really is kind of a U.S. tradition. It's an American tradition. It really does go back to the beginning. But if you start regarding government as problematic, government itself, and many people do, regard government itself as problematic, maybe evil. That's a common conservative libertarian thing. Now think about this in terms of the body politic, would you?
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the fable of the body politic. If government be likened to a human body, then don't you think government would have to be the brain?
What do you think, folks? If politics be likened to the human body, don't you think government would be the brain?
am I back at CPAC? Am I having that dream about being at CPAC again? Well, I say this not only to the Star Wars bar scene here at CPAC, but to everybody in the U.S., we are, come on, man, inundated with, I think, weird anti-government propaganda. Now, what I'm saying is, if the human body, beautiful and luscious as it is, I could shtick the human body be likened to politics, then of course, I don't see how government could be anything but the brain, right? So supposedly the central control. Okay, so in the form of an analogy, if you will, this points up the absurdity of the anti-government position, which I'm condemning here. I'm condemning it! In case you thought I was messing around. Well, being down on government, let's just put it that way, being down on government is akin, in this analogy, to being down on your own brain? No, that is madness, my friends. That is right-wing madness, righties. It's especially you guys, and libertarians, you're all righties. Hey, guys, being down on government is akin to being down on your own brain. Tell me you don't hate your own brain! No! This is the Perry Logan Show urging you, don't be down on your brain. Don't be down on government, because that's like being down on your own brain. And as long as we're traveling at incredible speeds like tiny microbes through the body politic, which is part of the special coolness of the Perry Logan Show, we can point out that elephantine compactions of wealth into small areas of the body politic is akin to some kind of horrible constipated disease. Here's Dr. Perry Logan to explain. Hello, this is Dr. Perry Logan, and I'm not on duty right now, so I'm not taking questions. This is Dr. Perry Logan, and as your physician, I wanted to point out to you that if the body politic, as we're doing, be likened to a human body, well, you see, my friend, the compactions of wealth, the sheer, unbelievably hyper-concentrated compactions of wealth. To put it somewhat hyperbolically, but you see, you have got so damn much of your wealth compacted into constipated balls in the body politic, that it's almost literally killing you. Were I a literal or real doctor, I would be saying, you cannot have a society survive with these elephantine compactions of wealth in a kind of a constipated, super constipated way. No, and I don't say that just to gross you out. I would just point out this is a common sense thing that has to do with our interconnectedness. But right-wing policies, righties calling the shots in our government, over the past few decades, the righties have been doing it their way. And sure enough, the money has become compacted. Yeah. I'm sorry, it's a painful subject for all of us. But that's why you see the Republic is in such a blitheringly unhealthy state.
Hey, folks, we're waiting around for the next child massacre. Woo! And, meanwhile, the gun guys assure us that it's the gun control laws that are killing all the children. I don't think so, gun guys. May the souls of the slain children haunt your dreams. And once more, Austin's sleepy-headed Perry Logan fell into a deep slumber, and in that deep slumber, he was doing the most beautiful trampoline routine. A trampoline routine carefully conceived and rehearsed, in which every single move is symbolic. And I mean that. Every single move is symbolic, and I mean that. Righties.